Hello, welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then please subscribe and tap the bell icon so you miss any of my future videos. In front of us we have the Eton Grundig Traveler III. It's an AM, FM stereo with RDS, shortwave, and longwave portable radio. This radio came to me donated by Peter Atkinson. Yes, he donated me another cool radio. Love it. Thank you, sir. The thing's awesome. It's really cool to receive a donation like this and then do a review of the radio. Very cool. You can buy these new still. This particular one, I believe, on Amazon, the black, is $69, but they have an executive model, which is the newer one, for $67. So for $2 less, you get the upgrade or whatever it is. I don't think it upgrades much, but it's all silver and they give you a nice leather case with it. So that might be the one to get. So let's go ahead and go over the dimensions. You give me a little pouch too. Eton with a lightning bolt. Awesome. So dimensions of this radio. Go real quick. 5 3/8 of an inch wide, 3.5 inches tall, and a depth of 1 3/8 of an inch, including that antenna there. Okay, so for size comparison, I have a couple radios. We have CC Pocket. Pretty cool. And then I have the Texan PL380, which is probably its main competitor, I'd imagine. They had in the 310. These are great radios, and they do a lot comparatively. Pretty neat. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you the features of this radio. All right, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the color scheme. I like this black on silver treatment. It's really neat. Okay, left-hand side here, we have the headphone jack. It's really noisy at the low end on the volume. You know, a lot of hiss. I didn't like it. The FM sounded muddy. The stereo didn't sound that great. AM wasn't a great experience either. It had a lot of digital tones when you're trying to tune and turn up and down the volume. So just not a great headphone experience for me. Might be for somebody else, but definitely not for me. DC in, 6 volts right there. The front, we have Grundig Traveler III. See, there you go. Eton, we have metal speaker grill here. I'm judging there's probably an 1 3/4 speaker there or 2-inch speaker, depending if it goes past this plastic area. Sometimes they do. So we have a nice LCD display, which is really cool. It's like a negative contrast. So when we turn it on, you'll see it'll light up, and we'll talk about the display here in a second. We have some buttons below the display. We have a up and down arrow button for the shortwave bands. This toggles the 9K, 10K stepping. So what we'll do is we'll turn the light on for the display so you can see this. And I think it'll stay on now. Okay, so if I hit this 9, 10K button while the power's off, you can go 9K or 10K for AM. And then the FM set button, you get a lot of different bands here. 87 to 108, 76 to 108. Okay, I'm sorry, 87 to 108. The other one was 87.5 to 108. And then let me just toggle through those again. There's one I missed. Okay, and then 64 to 108. So yeah, pretty cool. You get all those band options for the FM. Very nice. Definitely a world radio. Okay, so next we have the AM Longwave button with the ATS function, which is your auto tuning storage system. And then we have the FM band button with the RDS feature, which lets you cycle through the 4 data modes. Here we have that snooze light button you saw me using. Okay, let me see if I can turn it on permanently. There we go. On the display here, you'll see that it has battery level indicator. We have the local time and world time set up. And then over here, we have a frequency and mode button, similar to the Texans, where you can hit this button to go frequency manually or through your presets. And then the step function, when you press and hold this, lets you change the fine tuning of the radio. And I'll show you what that does too. I have a little chart for that. Over here's the power button. Turns, of course, the radio on and off, and it also does the sleep function. Then we have the lock function, also toggles display, what's shown here in the upper right-hand corner. If you click this while the power's off, it cycles alarm, temperature, and then world time. So that's pretty neat. And then behind the magical door here, we have some more stuff. We have a world time here where you can adjust for what country you want to know what time it is in. It's pretty cool. Here we have a memory button for doing memory storage. You get a total of 500 memories with this radio, which is pretty cool. You'll use them. Shortwave has 200, FM has 100, AM has 100, and Longwave has 100. So I'd like to know that. Delete, dedicated delete function button. Here's to set your time for your home and world. And then you have an alarm setting feature. And then you have a reset button to do a factory reset right there. So pretty cool. And then we got a little world map there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love this. This thing's awesome. The Traveler. All right, and then on the right-hand side, we have a tuning jog wheel. And then we have the same with the volume. This volume wheel is It's indented. You can feel it clicking as you're doing this. It's a digitally controlled wheel. It's not an analog wheel. All right, on the back of the radio, we have this really cool antenna that extends out to 16 inches. But the cool thing is it has this really cool pivoting joint here. So when you have this radio sitting down, it can sit flush with the edge of the radio. It's like kind of like a clearance thing. That's really neat. And then, you know, it stows. It's a 360, of course, and it stows in the back here. Let me show you. It has a little lock right there. And we got flip out stand. There we go. Pretty tight fitting there. And then behind here we have 4 AA batteries powering the unit. Bottom we have 2 little rubber feet. Though to be honest with you, right now, if you're like listening to AM, it'd be a little back heavy here because that antenna is back there. But if you had the antenna extended up and maybe forward, it would balance it better. But you'd probably want to use it with the stand, is my guess. So there's that. So let's go ahead and talk about the radio. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on, and let me extend my antenna. And we will go through some bands together and see what this thing can do. So yeah, I was pretty excited to get this little radio. I always wanted to explore it. I'd seen people talking about this radio. Chris Freitas, I'll put his channel up here. He's a real Grundig champion. He knows all about these. And if I miss something, he's the one to ask because he has this radio for quite a while and uses it all the time. So he's definitely a champion on knowing this radio too. So yeah, check out his channel. It's pretty cool. This radio here, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. All right. Volume control here. Gonna bring this down. So right now this is like a news station, and what I'm gonna do here, since we're gonna be playing in FM and shortwave, is I'm gonna hook up my wire. See if we get a better signal. No, for this it just made it worse, but I'll leave that off for a moment. Okay. So yeah, you can see this. You can see the world time. So if you did the display while this is on, toggles another function here, your signal noise ratio, which is probably what I'll leave on, and local time too. So that's also very handy. So I will leave the signal noise ratio on. Can't believe it's that hot in here. Maybe it's the lights. So you get digital control, frequency you're on. The cool thing is, let me show you. If you look at the frequency there, it has 2 double arrows. That means when you're tuning it, you're in fast mode. So to change the tuning, you would just hold the step function down, and it goes to 1 arrow. See the 1 arrow? And now you can fine tune it in, I think it's what, 10 kilohertz steps? Pretty cool. So you can come up to a station if it's a little distorted, and you can fine tune it, which I think is really cool. So we're going to go back to the fast tune. Okay, that's where it's easier. So on FM, we'll talk about the FM here in a second. Let me show you the RDS function. So I'm just going to tune on down. I'm going to turn the volume off. You can actually hear with the volume off, it still makes some noise. It's ever so slight. Okay. I'm going to see if we can get some RDS information. This station here. So it has 4 different modes, and I have it listed right here. Let's show you. So here we go. So it has the 4 modes. PS, program name if no station. Just displays that. It has program type. It has the radio text. And it has data. Which I've seen this where it shows the time, date, and weekly sign, call sign. It was pretty cool on some of the stations. So this one here, it's starting to get something now. So that's cool. So it's giving the information of the station. And you can toggle it by hitting the RDS button. And there's the date. And I think it'll show the time too. Pretty cool. Dull hit. Okay, so you get the idea. All right. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to tap. Let's see if we're going to radio todderbert. So fast tuning's nice on this. You see how quick you can get this stuff. See how fast it jumps. Now with the tuning, let me show you that too. On the FM, and you guys can pause and read this too. When you're on the FM, fast is your 0.1 megahertz, and then you go the full megahertz when you're fast tuning, which is amazing. Same with a medium wave. You get your 10K step when you're tuning it, and then when you go fast, it goes at 100 kilohertz steps, which is just like you get through the band really fast or where you want to be. So this is a really neat function I wish some of the Texans had. I really like how fast it jumps, through the band with these faster movements. And you can see the slow tuning on the FM here, very precise. And you get your 1 kilohertz steps on your long wave, medium wave, short wave. So there you are. Pause, read that if you need it, but pretty cool stuff. That we don't have to spend too much time on that. So this is Radio Todderbert. You can see my signal noise ratio is really good. We'll do a little demo.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Alright, so that gives you an idea of a little bit of audio on that. That's good. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's adequate for a little tiny speaker like this. It does a good job. Let me just turn that off. Okay, so with the FM reception, and so I do that report with you, sensitivity and selectivity, it's very good, which means very good on selectivity and very good on sensitivity. I had this upstairs, wasn't able to go out today. It was raining pretty good. I didn't want to get this wet, so I sat upstairs and tried to get the best vantage point I could, and I had to do an auto search, and it found about 50 stations on its auto search, and they weren't noise. They were all stations, which is pretty cool, and even some were faint stations, so its ability to pick up faint stations is nice. Selectivity isn't excellent. It's very good when I say that, because I've noticed that when I was tuning it, it did miss some sensitive stations, and then to find those stations, I really had to move this radio around. Again, it might be because I was indoors, but I think the antenna, if this antenna was longer, to get a little bit better reception. If this was like, say, a 2-foot or 3-foot antenna, it'd probably make a huge difference, but I understand it's a small radio. But yeah, it's very good. Like I said, if you use headphones, the stereo does come in with most stations, which I was very impressed with. About half the stations I was getting stereo, which is awesome, and the RDS function was coming through. Another thing about RDS, that comes in really fast. You're not waiting. As soon as the station gets it, you're getting the text, which is really nice. Probably a really quick radio response with that. So there you go. It gets a very good rating. So 4-star rating, if you want to call it that, for the FM band. All right, so let's go ahead and go to shortwave. We'll just play. I haven't dabbled much with the shortwave, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna hook up my wire here. We'll go just through the nighttime band, since our time is local 10:51 Central Standard Time. So we're going to go ahead and lower the band down here. Whoops, going the wrong way. Let's go on down. Turn the volume up here. And we will scan. Let's see, we'll scan this band up. Just press and hold. So the only thing with the shortwave band, it does not save the stations it finds. You have to kind of stop on that station. It kind of acts as a browsing feature. And you can have this open here, and you can actually add this to memory and hit it again to lock it in. So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to lower this so you can adjust your preset. I'm going to put it on 1. Let's see what else we can find. And I'll just add to memory as it goes. Goes pretty quickly here, as you can see. So like, go a little ways. It's got to be quick on that memory button. We get 200 of them, which is nice. Let it run up a little bit here. Yeah, I was pretty impressed with the shortwave. I was actually having fun with it. It's not bad for a little portable. And then getting used to this different screen too. Okay, I missed that station. So we're going to scan back down.
We may all have a little bit of Israelite blood in us, but
go back up. Rescan this here. So we'll go up here a little bit. We'll stop it after it goes past 10. Just to, you know, give you an idea, and then we'll show you the memory mode here that I just saved these to. It's like I need my todderbert music playing in the background. Alright, we're almost there. Hang in there. Fast forward, whatever you gotta do when you get there. Alright, and hopefully... Nope, no time signal there. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and just stop this. The cool thing is now you can go from frequency mode to the memory mode. So I'm going to go to memory mode. Shows you what preset you're on. And you can adjust, of course, by the tuning wheel on the side. So there's 1.
Chris, I think you've been calling for years, and there's been like 6 or 7 callers that I said I'm going to get your name. I want to launch at least a 1-hour show. We'll talk about the deep state attack on President Trump.
Jesus said, if 2 of you are gathered together in my name, there I'm.
So real fun. I enjoy that. That's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just close this. So you saw the features, memory. If you're on the station, on the memory you're on, in this mode, you can actually hold down this and delete it. And there's a special mode where you can hold down and delete all of them on that band. So just very handy to have these 2 buttons right there. You're probably using them quite a bit. once you get your stations in, you'll be pretty happy. So let's go ahead and close this up, and I'm going to take the wire off. We're going to explore. I'm just going to show you the Longwave, but we won't probably hear anything because everybody says, why do Longwave? And I'm like, well, I've never had anything come through, but we'll see. I'm going to just put this antenna. I'm kind of, if you see what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of positioning this so we can get this little elbow to fold. There we go. So I bumped it off by mistake, so let's turn that back on. And then we're going to go to Longwave just to show you what that's about.
Your neighbors probably noticed it.
So whoops, we're in preset mode. Let's go to frequency. You can hear my transformers. Okay. And you can actually do a browse, press and hold, and it'll actually scan the whole Longwave band here, looking for anything. And yeah, it's just be interesting if we had some more activity on this band here in the States, but maybe in certain states you get it more than others because you're bordering on, you know, different countries. Okay, so if we go to preset mode, didn't find anything. Okay, so that gives you an idea there. Let's go ahead and do AM.
Or the Megaball 20, WBBM News Time 10.
So you can hear
It's time for traffic and weather together on the 8. Here's Abby Ryan.
it's got little clicking noises
Either way, the Kennedy
with the volume sometimes.
What's your travel time there?
So here we'll just go through the stations.
About a 13.
I'll take her down to the bottom here. Do you see how fast that was going? That's great. So yeah, if you go really fast, it goes by hundreds. Look at that. So you can get through the band really fast. It's so amazing. I love that. This is a cool part of this radio. So the medium wave. Remember, you get 100 presets, which is nice. 100 is pretty adequate for an AM band. You'll feel it. This is Jackson.
Pizza by the slice. You look nice. How was work?
So this is a 400 watt station, 70 miles away. Sometimes I get something on 530. This is actually a pretty capable AM receiver. Okay, so we're just going to go to some bigger stations I know just to make it easy and quick, like Nashville.
Set up that they can handle the largest of services down to the most smallest and intimate.
So you're hearing WSM Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles. Let's take it up. This is my local. The Score in Chicago. This is TSN Montreal, Quebec, 763 miles. Cool.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger
This is
seat.
WLW Cincinnati,
Apologies if it gets
300
a little
miles.
uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who...
I'm near Chicago, Illinois, by the way. Since you know.
To get the
This is
benefit of
WGN
FDA
Chicago.
approved LASIK technology that gives the majority of patients 20/20 vision for a fraction of what others charge.
Okay, whoop. Can't go into music too long. That was CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles. Just love it. It was coming in beautifully. This is WSB, Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles. Detroit, WJR, 270. WBBM Chicago. So we're just going to go up to some... Okay, this is nice. Ah, good. This radio may have a good filter because usually on 830 I have a strange noise. It's exhibited on my radios. Let me just double check to see if it's something off in my neighborhood or if it is actually my camera still. Okay. So to hear that noise, this radio is really, all my radios are receptive to that noise, but this radio isn't. So it's filtering out the camera noise, which is good. Beautiful. So 830 was WCCO out of Minneapolis, and that was nice listening to that. This is WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. KOA Denver. Cool. So I heard Boulder, Colorado. Sweet.
Au total, 3 exercices conjoints qui devaient se dérouler au cours des 3 prochains mois ont été suspendus à l'issue de son sommet avec le dirigeant nord-coréen Kim Jong-un à Singapour le 12 juin.
Toronto, Ontario. 870 is WWL New Orleans. This is 865 miles away.
Come to rely on.
More suspended military exercises in the aftermath of the summit of President
WCBS, New York, 750 miles.
From the United States. I have one word of advice.
Okay, let's go up to my local.
Just sideways insult. Just let me
ESPN
know.
1000.
I'll get better. I can say, Coach.
The talks start going in the wrong
KDK, KDKA Pittsburgh, 450 miles. WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles.
Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital.
1090 is KAAY, Little Rock, Arkansas, 570 miles.
Accounting for nearly 1/3 of all emergency room visits.
Otherwise, they'll become more scattered after midnight. Low temperatures, middle 60s.
WTAM Cleveland.
Leaderboard brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance.
KMOX, St. Louis.
Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance.
81 teen pregnancy prevention. Cutting those grants. This happening after President Trump.
1140 Richmond, Virginia is WRVA, 665 miles.
Abstinence only education.
Help you as the IRS threatened to freeze
1210 is WPHT, Philadelphia, 700 miles.
You don't have to fear the IRS.
See if we can get some regional stations here, 1380. Sometimes it's Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then we'll just take it up to the big stations out here. 1530 WCKY, Cincinnati, 300 miles. Usually these come in pretty clear. This is KXEL, Waterloo, Iowa. Let's go up to 1610. So that's CHHA. My hazardous road alert. The mighty KCJJ. I believe that's out of, I'm trying to remember where 1630 was out of. 1630 is Iowa City, Iowa. 175 miles, 1,000 watt tower. And then, yes, we'll just end it tonight with this. But yeah, you got an idea what the AM can do. So let me go ahead and turn this off, and we'll do some final thoughts on the radio. Okay, so there it is. The Grundig edition, Traveler 3. I love this little radio. I think it's unique and different. Some of the capabilities, I wish it had the a numeric keypad, of course, like this radio. But I'll be honest with you, having that fast tuning really makes it a dream to tune. And having 500 memories, I didn't know it had that many when I first got this radio because I didn't have the book. And then looking that up, I was like, okay, this is nice. And I'm really happy that there's 200 on shortwave, 100 on FM, 100 on AM. So it just makes this little radio shine. Am I going to use this a lot? Yeah, this is going to get a lot of use. The shortwave alone, it's just nice, easy. I can go ahead and set my favorite stations, 200 of them, go through them. I like this light. It's really nice at night where it's just always lit up. and I can, view it. I don't have to worry about hitting a button. I actually left this on for a week on the low setting. It didn't drain the batteries. It still shows a full charge. So that's pretty nice. So if you leave the light on by mistake on the low level, you're fine. I don't know about the high level, but the low level, you'll be okay. So overall, it gets a definite buy for me just because it's unique, it's compact, it does quite a bit. It does very well on the AM. I'm very happy with that. The FM is decent for me. I love it. So it's very capable on the shortwave. So yeah, all around radio, just a great little compact, different than the normal Texan radios. And I like it. I love having the dual time feature. Just a really good setup. Alrighty guys, well thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel and you like these radios, I got, I think, another Grundig coming in, so be prepared. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified of those videos coming up. Maybe we'll visit this radio, band scan, maybe do some inside the loop session with this. That'd be nice. And then, comment below what you think about the Grundig Edition Traveler 3. Do you own one? Do you like it? Do you use it a lot? Give me your input. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye.